Aloha and welcome to the final part of Scott Pilgrim versus the world, folks. Well, technically the ending's going to be the final part, but we are at the final level of the game. Here are my stats. I'm strength maxed out at 100, defense is at 99. So I figured for the remainder of my points, I was going to spend it on Crash and the boys to increase my speed tenfold. Well, as much as I could anyway. I only had like 40 bucks on my name, but you know. Now Scott is a little bit faster. Anywho, folks, we are now going on to the final level in the game to take on the final Evil X, the one who started all this bullshit, Gideon Graves. By the way, if you've been keeping track, only 2 of the Evil X's names are not alliterations. Lucas Lee, Roxanne Richter, Ken and Kyle Katianagi, and Gideon Graves. The only ones who aren't alliterations are Matthew Patel and Todd Ingram. Ain't that fun? Alright, the big first section of this level is basically a giant elevator ride with goons. If you do not get all the way down to the bottom by the time the time limit goes away, then I think it explodes and kills you, but it doesn't give you a game over. I've actually never really gotten an elevator to crash on me once, ever. Like, it's you know, not too hard that you can get down here pretty quickly, I find. Basically, the idea is you have to kill all the goons and destroy the things holding the elevator down so that the elevator can go back down. I still have to kill that bouncer, that's why we're not moving yet. And he's getting in the way of that. Just die. The elevator section, I've seen these in many video games, and it's pretty easy. Being Scott Pilgrim, I can actually use my down Y attack that I learned in the special shop in level 6 to really knock guys off the elevator. Like, if an enemy falls off when we're not locked in place like we are right now, like if the elevator's moving, we can knock them down the pit and then kill them almost instantly, and I would recommend doing that. But yeah, we're closing in on Gideon Graves. Again, the Gideon symbol's on the elevator here. Then again, we're going to be seeing the Gideon symbol a little bit, because this is his turf, after all. Gideon is some kind of record producer, millionaire, rich tycoon guy who... he loves to sponsor labels, music bands. In the book, he sponsors Envy Adams. In the movie, he sponsors the Sex Bomb, Scott's band. But he is in charge. He created the Chaos Theater, which he is now opening in Toronto. And for the grand opening, Scott Pilgrim decides to come here and kick his ass to end this bullshit once and for all. So Gideon Graves is the final boss. He's also the titular, whatever word I'm looking for. Did I say testicular? No, I did not. I did not say testicular. But he is the titular bad guy. He's, you know, the big bad. He's the ultimate douche of all douches. In the books, Gideon doesn't really give a shit about Ramona. He's just mad because, you know, she left him. And no one leaves Gideon Graves, goddammit. In the movie, it sort of implies that he liked Ramona, but then he sort of beats her up near the end, and I guess we're supposed to understand that Gideon doesn't really give a shit about Ramona. It's all about his ego and how he's got to be hip. He's got to be what's happening. He's blowing up right now! And he's got to have it all, goddammit. The way Gideon started the Evil League of Evil X's was he had a drunken rant on Craigslist, and all the X's managed to find it, and they formed a group out of that. Yes, he literally got drunk one night, moaned about Ramona leaving him and calling her a fat bitch or whatever, and then the Evil X's, like the other Evil X's, read that, and they all decided to form an Evil League and control Ramona's love life. How about that? And yeah, that's a crowd of fanboys running off to their doom. They must really love Gideon. But folks, that was the elevator ride. Now it's time to take on Gideon motherfucking Graves. Let's end this once and for all. I love kicking in that door. Every time. And everyone's here to watch. I feel special. Oh, Jesus. Oh boy, Gideon Graves seems to have absorbed steroids or something, because he's not normally this big. And he's kind of annoying in the sense that he always loves to disappear off screen and send these meteors down on you. And unlike the fight with Super Fighting Robot in level 5, you actually don't know where the meteors are coming from because there's no indication on the ground. Gideon Graves he's a super strong dude, even in Supreme Master Mode. He also has this one annoying attack where he turns all multicolored, and he's invincible for a short period of time while this is happening. That's why I didn't attack him right there. When he turns multicolored, just stay the hell away from him as often as you can. Try not to get attacked. You can block his attacks unless he turns white. When he turns white, and like when he dives on you and stuff, or the meteors themselves, you can't block the meteors. But generally when he jumps, you can't really block his attacks. Like, when he attacks you during a combo, he actually turns white. But, I mean, he has these specific white attacks where, like, his body transforms a little bit, you know? I love this Gideon's boss theme, by the way. Pumps you up to end this once and for all. At around half health, Gideon actually stops doing... Or not half health, but... At some point when you drain enough of Gideon's health, he will stop spamming the meteor attacks in the way he's doing it right now. Like, he jumps off screen and then he sends a whole bunch of meteors on you. But after a while, Gideon will then just start sending out this one gigantic meteor, which is exactly where he jumped from. So, if he jumps in the sky at some point, just stay away, or not from where he's standing, it's from where you're standing. If he jumps up, just run immediately in any direction that's the farthest. And watch out for that. You'll see it in this video, but you know. Gideon Graves, you're such a goddamn hipster twerp. It's time we ended this once and for all. I gotta prove that I'm the one worthy to be Ramona's girlfriend, or boyfriend. God damn it. I screwed up that speech. Alrighty. This guy's near death. There's what I was talking about. He turned white with angel wings. You can't block that. That annoying shoulder charge attack. And yeah, my strength is 100, and this is Supreme Master Mode. I would have murdered this guy if this was any other difficulty, but he has quite a beefy health bar in Supreme Master Mode. Go figure. Booyah! I'm the bigger man, Gideon. I win. Or not. Well, folks, we have a little bit more to this. We have to go to the Subspace Highway? Question mark? Because Gideon Graves, he's not going to fight us like a fair man. Now he's going to fight us in the Subspace Highway. In the books, Gideon has unique powers here. He can create whatever he wants, really. Like blood dripping from the ceiling. You know. Why not? If I didn't stop immediately when I started the level, I could have... Or, it's not if I stopped immediately. If my speed was at 100, I could outrun all these blood drops, no problem. But because my speed isn't at the very top, I got hit a bit. Caught me off guard, because I'm usually playing this game with full stats every time. Or playing this level, I should say. If you want to make the next boss fight a lot easier, when you're on the second cloud, grab the sword. This is the Sword of Love. Or the Power of Love, really, but... It has a wave that it flies out when you swing it, and it's useful for fighting. Oh, Jesus Christ. Gideon Graves is quite the son of a bitch. For the first form, you actually have to defeat these disembodied heads of the previous evil X's, but if you have the Sword of Love, the Power of Love, oh, it's no problem at all. The real hard part is Gideon himself. Gideon is the kind of guy where he doesn't get hurt if you attack his arms. You see, like, hit points coming off it and stuff, but it's not actually his weakness. You have to hit the heart. And when his heart is destroyed, then you win. The problem is, he's always got his arms covering his heart, and the only time he unhinges his arms is when you take out the health from the arms. So if you attack the arms enough, he lets it go, but then he does his ground pound attack as soon as he's getting out of it, and usually it fucks me up and gets me pretty fucked up. With the power of love, it is a lot easier to manage because you have a projectile attack. But if you're doing this without the heart, without the power of love, it is so goddamn hard. And I'm going to make a bonus video to show you what I mean. But if you have the power of love, do what I did just here. It makes the fight so much easier. Holy Christ, Gideon. Well, I won again. What now? Okay, just run. Alright, folks, now the level begins proper. Oh yeah, Gideon's running away from the fight because he knows we're going to beat him. And now we have to go through his gigantic laboratory. And a lot of robot number ones are here as regular goons, go figure. I don't know if they actually have the same amount of hit points as they did in level 5, but if so, craziness. I mean, Robot 1 was pretty easy in level 5, but you know, it's the thought that counts. We are fighting a whole series of bosses, essentially. And robots don't drop money. Not that we need it at this point. We are at the last level of the game. Well, that's not true. There is a shop in this level. Yeah, we have one more shop to go. Oh, I can't wait to do my reference video. There's so many references I have to get out of the way. Just looking at that screen, I was reminded of a game, and I'm like, I want to say it now, but I can't. I gotta save it for my reference video. Oh, boy. So the robots in Gideon's place, again, they're pretty standard goons. Robot number 1 is just your regular goon. There's a giant fat robot, which again is like all the fat people in the previous levels. The only difference is this guy explodes after you kill him. When you defeat the fat robots, they explode, and you want to get the hell away from them because they won't hurt you if you get damaged by them, obviously. There's lots of lasers, but if you have the double jump and you run and double jump, you can jump over most lasers, I find. So the traps aren't really much of a threat. Just be warned that there are traps. These guys are just like the owls in level 6. Just jump and attack them once and they're dead. There's a lot of one-hit kill kind of robots in this place, which I like. Oh, these goddamn robots. The turrets you don't actually have to destroy to proceed. Go figure. If you look in the background, there's some kind of weird thing going on. And we're going to see what's up with that later. But Gideon has some weird thing going on, you know. In the books, he actually has this little chamber of like, he has all these chambers where he's put all of his past girlfriends because he wants to lock them in there until they love him. There's an empty capsule that he was going to put Ramona into near the end of the book when he won, but Gideon's got issues. He's a bit of a dick, I'm not going to lie. One thing I forgot to mention, I did mention that he signs for Envy Adams as a record producer kind of guy in book 6, but actually in the book, Envy Adams, after Todd Ingram is destroyed, ends up with Gideon Graves. And Gideon treats her like a piece of shit, just as he did Ramona, just as he does everyone else. And it's when Scott sees that how Gideon's treating Envy Adams that he says one of my favorite lines in the whole book. He goes, like, dude, I think I understand you, which is exactly why I have to kill you. It's like the most badass line. This enemy right here is named Alberta. And if you're not familiar with Canada, Alberta is a province. See, the United States has states, and Canada has provinces. I'm in Ontario. Alberta's to the left of me. I don't know why this enemy is called Alberta, just because it's Canadian, I guess, but, you know. I would like to know how Gideon is creating Alberta. They're like lab babies or something. Anyway, folks, this is the last shop in the game. It's right before the final boss, so if you want to increase your health bar for the final boss fight, you know, you might as well do it. I'm going to buy an energy tank. Energy tank fills up 100 health, and you can take it on the go, so if you get knocked out, you can, you know, hold on to it. Or use it when you get knocked out, and then you don't die. And the symbol couldn't be more obvious as to what it's referencing, and the name's obvious, so I'm surprised Capcom isn't suing, but whatever. It's all in good fun. Scott Pilgrim's, you know, I don't think gaming companies can really be mad at Scott Pilgrim. It is celebrating gaming, if anything. I hate these jetpack son of a bitches. They hide in the sky and they shoot you down while you're fighting other people. God damn it. I don't know why there's a yellow and blue motif going on here. Gideon doesn't wear yellow and blue clothing. I don't know. Just seemed interesting to me. And Alberta loves grabbing me so that these guys can shoot me down. It's annoying. If you do reach the final boss door, you can go back to the shop. So if you don't want to waste all your money now, you can actually beat up these Albertas for money. And then when you reach the final boss door, which is right here. Not here. But yeah, you can go back in the shop like I did. Because those robots fucked me up. I needed 2 more energy tanks because I was surprised how badly I got kicked. How badly I got my ass kicked. But anyway, folks, there's the final door. We're at the final area in the game. We're finally going to take on Gideon Graves once and for all. No tricks, no steroids, no Subspace Highway making him more powerful. It's mano y mano with the big bad douchebag. Let's do this. So Gideon Graves, let's see, he has a sword which he loves to use against you, and it also creates a ground wave, which you cannot block at all. I would recommend using the double jump when it happens, because sometimes the wave is big enough that a regular jump doesn't usually always jump over it, but if you double jump over it, you should be pretty fine. Gideon, really though, he's not as bad as Steroid Gideon, he's not as bad as Subspace Gideon, he's actually pretty tame if you want my honest opinion, and it's really just an endurance test. He has the highest health of any boss in this game. And while his slashes are wide, he does the wave thing, which I just jumped over right there. But he's not too bad, you know? I also have to say, I really love the way Gideon is portrayed in the video games. In the movie and in the books, Scott actually has someone helping him out during the fight. Like, they both have to fight Gideon in order to vanquish him, because Gideon is more strong and more menacing than Scott Pilgrim, and he can't beat him on his own. Every time he tries, even with the power of love and the power of understanding, he can't seem to do it. So he needs help. But in the games, Scott himself can just fight Gideon by his lonesome. And Gideon resorts to all these different tricks. He resorts to turning into Steroid Gideon. He resorts to using the Subspace Highway to help him out, you know? And then when those things fail, he runs away and sends an army of robots to attack you. Just as he did the evil X's, just as he did the people in the elevator, Gideon's always putting things in between him and you. And it's only now, until the very end, where we finally face off with Gideon motherfucking Graves. I don't know why I keep calling him that, but... And, I like the way the game portrays him, because I think it adds to his character if he's a bit of a coward, if he's just this spineless little bastard, you know? Because Gideon's all talk. He doesn't really love Ramona. All the problems that happen between him and Ramona are his fault. And he's just an idiot who didn't know what he had. And now he lost. What the fuck? And he sent a robot to fight me rather than do it himself. Well, Gideon, you're a coward and a pussy, and I win. And yeah, you can use that money if you replay the game. But, we beat him, folks. We beat Gideon Graves. And just like every other video game ever, the base explodes for no fucking reason. Why do games do that? Not that I'm complaining too much, mind you. I just need a little bit of logic. That's all. Bye, Chaos Theater. Well, folks, we've beaten the game. We have defeated all the evil X's. And, yeah. There are multiple endings depending on which character you're playing, and I will be showing all of them and the credits in the final part, in Part 8. See you then.